Well, look at that. Welcome yet again to another episode of the Dan and Dan Show with the shorter, smarter Dan.
And the taller, better-looking Dan.
And in between us, we have quite the guest today because I hear
super excited.
I hear today's, speaking of super, just like every superhero, I hear today's guest has an origin story. Do you want to introduce today's?
Yeah. I want to give a little background.
Yeah.
And so this dude is known as Google. And I will be honest, I didn't even know your real name for a long time.
I know you did, which was fine. It was fine.
We call him Google. His name is Ryan Tellinghuisen. So
you nailed the last
Thanks,
name.
Brad.
Well done. You clearly did your homework.
So you can. I think they can already tell where your background is, right?
Yeah.
Just based on.
That's it.
Would you share with our tens of listeners? Why you got the name Google?
Okay, so the name Google comes from the radio. My radio days, which are now done and have been done since last year September, actually. And even before that too, because this has almost been kind of a year plus here. Crazy how the time goes by.
Right.
But it all started, I was an intern up there at Powell Broadcasting, and they were always having me look up information for all the other shows. So, I was like, just Google this, Google that. So it just stuck. And then, it's a small building. So then, everyone kind of picks up on who you are, and then they just start to kind of know you as that. So that's how that came to be. And then, of course, with Sioux City, the transition just from radio to being here at Morningside, there were people that always have known me as Google. And when they call me Ryan, it just sounds weird. And I always thought that you knew me as Google from the radio, but it was just, no.
I knew you as Google because that's what you were known as here.
That's right, yes.
But you can't, I get it. You can't really say, hey, go Ryan this information.
No.
You Google
it doesn't work. Yeah.
So I gotta ask, when you were being interviewed here, did anybody ask you about the Google thing? Was that part of the hiring process?
No, so Steph Peters, she already knew. She was an avid listener of the morning show too. So it was understood who I was and what that was that I did. And when I first started here, I was still doing the morning show and this job.
Oh, I didn't know that either. Wow.
It was a lot. It was a full day.
Wow.
A lot of talking.
Which we're all good at.
I know. I was just about to say we're going to do our best to keep this at 10 minutes, but this is going to be a challenge.
Our three brains together, this could get ugly. Yes. So maybe to solve that issue, we should do the cookie right away to kind of break up the fact that we don't want to get off the rails.
There we go.
So we're lucky enough to have Google bring. Is there a backstory to today's cookie, or what are your thoughts?
He told me off screen that we may cry with his backstory.
Maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
It's very, very heartfelt.
Should we hear the story, or should we try the cookie?
I say try cookie first.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
Done. Let's get into it. Okay. We'll let you do the honors.
Okay. Here we go. Okay.
Oh, dude.
Dan, you already know what this is, huh?
We call them no-bakes.
No-bake cookies.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah.
There you go. Boys, get on in there.
Love these things.
No, this is so bad. These are bad.
Yeah, I know.
They're so good, they're bad.
You cannot have just one.
Are you going to try?
Thankfully, I brought I don't want to.
Oh, please do.
There we go. You can't have just one, and I brought a whole carton, so they're all from Fairway here. So
okay.
Cheers.
There we go. Oh yeah. Where's the milk at? Yeah.
I'm going to assume that my mom's one of our tens of viewers. Mom, yeah. I'm going to say it. That's my word, mom.
You can't use that word because that's mine. We would come home from school and Mom would have made these, and she didn't make them often because they didn't last long.
Right.
Sure.
Now wait.
Oh my gosh.
Did your mom put them in the fridge?
Occasionally.
Okay. I don't know why my mom stored them in the fridge.
Well, I think a lot of people did. To kind of, just at first, but then, throughout the day, they just, make their way to the table and then not there for long.
Google, good choice.
Thank you.
Dude, this is nostalgia. I mean,
all those words.
Oh, man.
So tell us the backstory.
Yeah, what's the backstory? Right.
So I have always loved no-bake cookies, and it all started, I used to live up in Hawarden, Iowa. So from here about 40 minutes north, went to West Sioux back in elementary days before I moved down to Florida. But when I lived in Hawarden, my dad was a pastor at the church there.
I didn't know you're a PK.
Yes, PK. So every single Sunday during the summer, we would have music. There would be a group that would come and perform at an outdoor music theater.
Cool.
kind of a stage thing that we had, and they'd all drive up in their cars. And to show applause, instead of applause, they'd all honk. Is basically how they kind of say, "Hey, that was a great song."
Yeah.
So for me, that was what I grew up in. This was like early, like mid to late 90s was me, being in the crowd and being all part of this. But the thing that I looked forward to the most was, they hit that, sometimes they come on for an encore, but like that last 2 or 3 songs, you'd start seeing the ladies of the church
setting up the table.
Set up the table. Yeah. And then, I would be just laser focused. I'm like, okay, what's going to be coming out here? And it wasn't always, the same cookies.
Yeah.
Sometimes we would just have like some chocolate chip or something like that. But whenever these came out, it was like, oh boy, that is going to be where I'm headed. And I was always just, beelining
Of course, right.
Right there to go.
Darn right.
Yeah.
Right after the prayer, it's like, okay,
yes.
we're going.
You're like, please, Dad, say amen. Please,
right.
come on.
That's right. Yeah. So, but that and I hadn't had him for years and years, but then I remember being in Fairway and seeing him, and I thought, oh my gosh, like this is just.
I didn't know Fairway had him.
Oh yeah, right above the Scotcheroos, which also a close second. But nothing compares to the no-bake cookie because it's so simple to make.
Yeah.
And it's just so gosh darn addicting that you can eat a lot and have an upset tummy there.
I'm gonna call my wife. I'm gonna call her out just a little bit because she puts little like jelly beans on top.
Oh, no.
That drives me crazy.
No.
No, right, nothing on top.
You can't. You don't.
Sorry,
it's that.
You don't want to mess with perfection.
Right. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. I've never heard of a jelly bean.
Ours were heavy oats and smaller, but they were so good.
Oh
my God.
And that's what I noticed too. They used to be smaller. I think that they've kind of made the circumference of them bigger.
Oh, I would agree. That is bigger.
Still tastes the very same.
It's so hard to beat church potluck, though.
Oh man.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So speaking of hard to beat, we can ramble.
I know.
Our
production manager's already.
We're going to get ourselves in trouble if we're not careful. But we're lucky enough to be over here in your space. We've kind of been all over campus. Any of our tens of viewers will probably tell you we've been from the most haunted place to the most butterfly-filled place to
the president's office.
To the president's office.
You guys have been some places.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us about your place. You came to us from the radio, shifted gears a little bit. What's your role?
See, sometimes he's just not good at this.
I'm not.
We had a whole conversation about why we want Google on because we don't understand fully the process you go through in admissions. So it's like, holy crap.
Tell us about it.
Our tens of fans can't know that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we're in Lewis Hall right now, and just to our left here is the admissions office. And that really is where it begins for visitors when they come here to Morningside. That is kind of the first place that they go to. They arrive here and they look over and they go into admissions and they're greeted by the wonderful Cindy, who works over here at admissions. She's our visit coordinator.
Cindy's
and
awesome.
Cindy is like the first point of contact that really gets everything moving. But yeah, it's the place where everything starts. And really, to say where everything starts is almost... you got to backtrack even more because it's all about relationships.
Yeah.
And you start meeting these kids on the road. And I know that we wanted to talk about that too because I am on the road. There's a lot of traveling, but that can sometimes be where it starts too, is you meet these kids at their high school for a college fair. And then to be able to stay in contact with them and really kind of get to know them a little bit more, get on the phone with them, get on the phone with their parents, then to see them actually apply for a visit, it's cool because it's like, oh man, I feel like I kind of had a part in all that to have that happen.
Sure.
So they arrive here and they get to experience a wonderful day here of touring campus.
Yeah, no,
Did it go?
No. I mean, this is part of it, right?
Okay.
This is cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So maybe I feel bad. I love you. I apologize. On average, how many times do you think you contact a student, either text, email, voice, whatever, before they actually come for a visit or before they're actually enrolled here as a student?
Sure. I mean, there can be a lot of different times. Sometimes coaches do a lot of the early talking with students. Sometimes it's a lot, though, that I myself will do with the student, too, to kind of verify some dates and line up exactly what they want to do, because they can really customize it however they want. If they're interested in music, they can come to meet either with Ryan Pearson or with the instrumental music as well too, or if they're interested in a sport, they can do that as well too. Right. And of course, tour campus. So there's a lot that's involved and packed into the visit day.
Yeah. Right on.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we talked about how faculty, we probably don't know what goes into it. I mean, I know there's a whole bunch of stuff that you do that.
Sure. Well, and faculty's huge, and we've had, I'm going to give you some praise here that, and you as well over in the Ag building, the chance for our students, our prospective students to come here to Morningside to actually meet with a professor is huge. Because for them, it's just and you do a fantastic job. I mean, it's you make them feel like they actually.
You're embarrassing me.
You do.
But that big head can't get much bigger.
But it's also nice though too, because if they do end up deciding that they want to come to Morningside and Morningside wants to be home to them, they get their class schedule and they see, oh, I know that last name, I know that professor, I already got to meet with them. So I think that's for us a huge advantage that we get to have here as a small university, be able to have a lot of those contacts early on. So, well,
that's interesting. I mean, seriously, the only reason I know more about it now is because my daughter's going through the process right now. But man, it's a lot of touches.
It is, yeah. I mean, and there's a lot of you want to make these kids feel wanted. Yeah. So you reach out, and not every kid wants to talk on the phone. You know, a lot of high schoolers now it's just kind of texting or DMing, but to actually get on the phone with somebody is kind of a stretch for some kids sometimes. But I myself, I loved it. I love getting connected with parents too, because parents have a lot of questions because there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of decisions
big decision.
I'm going to send my kid off to you guys for 4 years here, and it's a lot of just crossing fingers and putting some hope and trust in us.
Yep.
Any words of advice or thoughts for someone that's in Dan's position, both as a parent and or a student that wants to get in contact with you, or hey, be prepared for X, whether it's obviously we want everybody to consider Morningside, but irregardless, what have you picked up that every parent should understand in the admissions process?
I think you can never ask too many questions. You just can't. I think sometimes the worst thing you can do is assume, and just assume that these different things are going to happen, or assume that, if you're going into a sport that you're just going to be able to start right away or have a particular position. So I'd say, asking a lot of questions. And the other thing is just, the amount of contact that you can make with people is huge as well too. So and what was the rest of your question? I'm sorry.
Just advice for, again, a parent or a student that's considering coming to Morningside or any school, or just somebody from that side of the door talking to somebody in his position.
And I think too that definitely get the FAFSA filled out. That's a huge thing. Apply for a ton of scholarships. You cannot apply for enough scholarships. But really, if there's still some schools that you're interested in, look into those as well. But definitely come by Morningside, because we got a lot of great stuff going on here.
We love this place. I know you
do too. I loved it so much. I came from South Carolina, where it was much warmer.
Nice.
4.5 years ago. It's already been that quick, but I love it. The biggest joy I get is being able to see kids that I've recruited get on the stage or the field or just in the classroom too. Get to be able to see that.
We talk about that a lot.
That's fun.
That is fun. Absolutely.
So we're kind of getting the red card.
Yeah.
We could talk about everything and nothing at all day.
Definitely.
I guess we should probably give we're about to get the hook and all that kind of stuff. So please join us if you haven't joined us before. We do a lot of this.
Questions for Google? Put them in the comments.
Sure, absolutely. I'd love to get in touch with you guys. And I tell you, fellas, I feel like I've fully arrived here. now this is like, I can say that I've really made it. Sure, I've been on the radio.
You've been on the radio,
to, thousands of people in Sioux City, but now come on.
You have arrived.
This is it, right? I appreciate it, fellas. I hope you enjoyed the cookies.
Oh, these are great.
I might have to follow you in and get another one.
Bro, I'm with you.
There you go.
Remember, be nice to each other.
Stay within yourself and keep grinding.
Any words?
Well, keep your stick on the ice.
There you go.
We're all in this together.
Yes.
See you next week,
time.